Y'all, welcome to Sweet Tea and Butterflies. We are working on some Easter decor, and it is part of the Craft Your Stash collaboration. And the theme is He is Risen. Our host is uh, Sunflower Tasha DIYs. Our guest hosts are the Busy Housewife and Joanna's DIY Life. And all of these ladies embrace what the true meaning of Easter is and wanted to do a collaboration in our Craft Your Stash that actually represented what Easter is about. So, I have two DIYs here for you. And the first one, I'm doing a busted canvas. And I just went, I put Mod Podge on my canvases, on the front sides of my canvases, and let it dry. I did the iron-on method off camera for those two. And on the back side of the stretched canvas, that's the word I was looking for. Anyway, as you can see on the back side of the stretched canvas, I went ahead and used the wet apply method with that, because I knew that I couldn't get my iron in there really good to make sure that everything was good and adhered. So I used the wet method on this side. Now, I tried a new method. Normally, I'll either print on copy paper, or sometimes I'll put a napkin, tape it to my copy paper and run it through my printer. And I've seen several other creators use like the white tissue paper from Dollar Tree, and I was like, got a whole pack of that. Let me try it. I actually like the tissue paper better than the napkin. So I will probably be doing more with the tissue paper from now on, when I have to print my own stuff anyway. I do a lot of printing of my own stuff for decoupage. Sometimes I go into Canva and create graphics myself. I've got a lot of credits on the designbundles.net that I need to use up. So I've got a lot of graphics from them too, and have a lot more coming, because I really need to just go ahead and cancel that auto pay for now, since I've was laid off. But if I'm not mistaken, if you cancel your membership and have credits on there, you lose the credits. So I'm trying to go in and use up all my credits before I cancel, just to make sure. Pardon me. So as you saw, I put the one sheet on the back side of the stretch canvas. And did I do I think I did. I don't know if I did the front sheet or not. Or no, I didn't put one on the flat canvas yet. Or did I? I don't know. Lord, I was just talking away and not paying attention. So, oh, okay. There we go. I did both of them at the same time. I had my little mini press plugged in the kitchen, so I didn't use it on camera for this one. I did use it on my second DIY, but now I'm just sanding off the rough edges. So with this one, I wanted to use the backdrops, that I had decoupaged on there, and then I wanted to create a cross that was going to go inside. So I did that by using 2 full-size Jenga blocks, or tumbling tower blocks. And I'm fighting with my wood glue again. The bottle's almost empty, but I'm too cheap to, I guess I get that from my grandmother. I use every last drop of something I have before I throw it away. So sometimes I battle with it. And I happen to have 2 of the same size pieces that were cut off in another project that I had done. I had to shorten one of my blocks. So I used those on there. Because to me, doing the full-size blocks looks disproportionate. So yeah, it looks better proportioned, and it fits in there better this way too. So now I'm working on cutting little slits in my canvas so that I can cut it and curl it back. I wish that I had been able to at least keep a couple of the butterflies visible on there, but oh well. I can print that out and do it on something else, another, because this is one that I printed out myself. So anyway, I just didn't realize when I picked that design that once I put it on there and rolled it back that the butterflies would disappear. Sometimes those kinds of things don't run through your mind when you're trying to find something that speaks to you. I knew that the bottom part of the canvas was going to be somewhat visible, so I wanted some little cute florals and whatnot down at the bottom so that it wasn't just so plain. The top of it's really plain, but I fixed that too. I've got a fix for that. So now I'm curling these up, and I don't make you watch me do the whole process because you actually have to sit there and hold them for a few seconds. Make sure that the glue set's really good before you let go, otherwise they pop off, especially if you have Mod Podge on there, which I do. But it's underneath the tissue paper. I didn't put a top coat on it, so it was just being a little bit difficult, that's all. So now I'm taking and placing this on top of the flat canvas. And one of these days I'm going to find a better way to do this. You need like 4 hands, because I have to turn it to be able to get to the other, sides and whatnot. And I can't hold it up and turn it at the same time. And I just trying to go around all of the sides and then set it down on there. I know me. I'm going to screw it up and get it kitty wumpus or something. I'm one of those that can't cut straight with a paper cutter, let alone scissors or, whatever. So if there's an opportunity for it to be crooked, it will. I see little Smokey's snoozing on my lap there. It's probably a good thing that she's laying on my lap, because my sweatpants were covered in hair from her laying there all the time. If I sit down, she's in my lap. Between her and the husky, I've got hair on me all the time. It's a never-ending battle. But I have certain clothes that I wear when I'm crafting because I'm messy. So I'm just like, I'm sure that you've probably noticed in several of my videos that, I've got the same outfits on. Well, that's because I'm messy. Alright, so I used Apple Barrel's antique white to paint the cross. I painted the front and the sides. I didn't paint the back because it won't be visible. And originally I was thinking I was gonna glue it to the back canvas, and then thought, did it differently than what I originally had planned. And then I took and just lightly distressed around the edges, and around the edges of the curls. And I did that with the Waverly Antique Wax. I did a really light coat. You really can't see it on the video very well. In person you can tell, but on the video, not so much. And then I distressed the cross as well, very lightly. You can't really tell on the video either. You see me doing it, but sometimes I like a lot of distressing. Sometimes I like just a light distressing. And I definitely didn't want to distress the cross too much. So I want to take a moment to say thank you to all my subscribers. You guys mean the world to me. I appreciate your support and coming back and watching my videos over and over again. Okay, and here I am wrapping twine on the cross. And part of the reason I didn't want to distress the cross too much is because the background has a lot of has like the fence, the browns and stuff in it, so I wanted the cross to be able to stand out. I got this all wrapped, and when I had flipped it over at one point, I realized, well, I've got it wrapped 3 times on one side and 1 time on. I don't know how I managed that, but I did. So I took a little bit of wood glue and a little bit of hot glue for instant hold, and secured the cross down in there. And unfortunately, with this particular project, sometimes I have to stand it up so you can't see what I'm doing. I apologize. I don't even think if I had if I was crafting at a table and whatnot, that I could do that any differently where you could see it. Just the angles of the camera and stuff. And then I took some of this lilac gingham ribbon, that's a tongue twister, and wrapped it all the way around. Just used hot glue and just kind of side to side as I did it so that it would adhere all the way across the ribbon, if that makes any sense. I don't make you watch me do the whole thing, but I did it all the way around. And here I'm just burning off some of the fuzz from the twine. It was getting on my nerves. And then here we go, stuffing some Spanish moss down in there. On either side of the cross. This one wasn't so bad, but the moss I used on the second one, stuff's a nightmare. I mean, all of the mosses are a bit messy, but the Spanish moss isn't quite as bad. Or at least not this brand. It's more stringy like. I don't know how to Smokey's mad. She's like, wait a minute, Mom. This bag is in my sleeping spot. So I took some of the pink and the purple and the white. Dollar Tree has it labeled as baby's breath, the little flowers and whatnot, and put those in there. I think I put a pink and purple one on each side of the cross and a white one in front of it. Now that I'm not working full-time, I was actually able to get an earlier start on my projects. So I was able to put a little more detail in them. I wasn't on the, like I have been before, last minute, trying to finish it up. Well, I found an old canvas, a little torn and worn. Oftentimes, I'll do the projects for one of the collaborations or whatever, and I'll be rushing to get it done because I was working and whatnot, and be rushing to get it done, and then later look at it and be like, oh, I need to add this and this and this and this, which I would have thought of when I was doing it if I wasn't rushing. So this gives me being laid off is giving me an opportunity to get a head start on some of them. But I do miss the routine and schedule of going to work every day. So hopefully I'll find something soon. But until then, I'll just embrace it and enjoy my crafting. I put 2 of the little pink ones up there and a purple one in the middle. And the greenery it's kind of a, it's from Dollar Tree, and but it's like that soft mossy green, and it's fluffy. Alright, so y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Feel free to share if you know somebody who would enjoy the video. It is showing me that I have a lot of viewers that are returning viewers but haven't subscribed. It's totally free, so I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on a TV, in the lower, well, as you're looking at the TV, it would be the lower right hand corner where it says has like the little square. You can click on that and that'll let you subscribe. Alright, so here I'm using the iron here. I forgot to bring my parchment paper over with me, so I'm being very, very careful not to mess up my napkin, or not my napkin, but my graphic or my iron. I was being very careful not to touch any part that didn't have the paper on it, so I didn't end up with Mod Podge all over my little iron. Pardon me. I thought that was such a pretty graphic. And it's got a lot of yellow and purplish florals in there. And if you can't tell, purple is my favorite color. And this particular one actually kind of matches my brand colors. It's got like the purples and the yellows and of course greens because you've got leaves and stuff in there. And those are all my brand colors. So Now, I decided that I wanted to add some florals to this, so I'm creating kind of like a little mini box to sit in front of, um, the to sit in front of the piece with the cross on it. Boy, and by the way, that was one of those 4.5 by 4.5 wood squares that come in a 6-pack from Dollar Tree. That's what I used for that. And I'm just using the antique wax on here. I did it on the front and around the edges and whatnot, and the back, but I didn't do on the inside because I'm putting florals and stuff in there, so it won't show anyway. I thought I cut some of this out. I guess I did not. I apologize, y'all. I'm making you watch me put antique wax on here. Well, if you didn't know how to do this, now you do. But I'm sure most of you already know, especially if you watch me regularly, because I use it a lot. So I just took that paper towel there and just kind of wiped off the excess on there. There wasn't a lot of excess because the blocks kind of soaked it up. So now I'm going to take some hot glue and run a line of hot glue right at the back edge there so that I can set that down on it. And the little box I created is a little bit shorter width-wise than the square is. So I was trying to make sure I got it centered. And then I ran a line of hot glue inside the thing for more stability. And now I'm taking, we had in our Just Our Imagination challenge, we had to use styrofoam, and I think it was the last one, March's, maybe it was March's, I don't know, yeah, it was March's. We had to use styrofoam, and I saved the little scraps that I cut off when I was doing that. So those little pieces like that are perfect for something like this instead of cutting up your floral foam blocks, just to have pieces for, something like this. Now I did find, though, styrofoam is not as easy to stick the flowers in as floral foam is, as you'll notice when I'm trying to, because the little flowers I'm using, where I cut them off on there, the stems, the pieces are really soft. They're not the wired part of it, so normally I can put those in the floral foam just fine, but I actually had to use a toothpick and poke a hole and then stick it down in there for most of them. But I got, I had gotten from Dollar Tree, they had, like this draping purplish green, greenery with purple flowers and stuff on it. And that's what I'm using here. And then the little yellow flowers came from a pick that I got from Sola Wood Flowers. When I had ordered it, I thought it was going to be different, but it's plastic. And I was like, I'm never going to use this. I found some uses for it, and this is one of them. When you cut up small pieces of it and put it in with others, then, it blends in really well and it doesn't look so plasticky. But because the Sola wood flowers are such good quality, I didn't expect to get plastic. So, and I think they've gotten rid of all of that now. The last time I looked, I couldn't find any. I didn't see them on there, so. But yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of that purple drapey piece that I got. I've never seen that before at the Dollar Tree, and I probably should have grabbed more than one. But I've been trying to keep with crafting my stash, and I'm especially now doing the crafting my stash with not working, the unemployment, it's not as much as I made working. So I'm especially trying to craft my stash. Now, those floral, I've had those for about a month, and the yellow ones I've had probably for 2 years, because I was like, what am I going to do with these plastic things? But all of this pretty much came from my stash. The purple one was a newer addition to my stash, but having to glue them in there, because the styrofoam doesn't seem to hold quite as well as the floral foam either. So now I've got a different kind of moss here that I'm using, and it's messy. It's a lot of little pieces, and it's terrible with the glue. As I'm trying to push it down in there, the glue seeps through it too easy, and then I'm stringing glue and moss with the glue, and it was driving me crazy. I had picked up this moss, so I couldn't find any Spanish moss. It was the closest that I could find, because some projects I don't want the green. I want, like the Spanish moss has like the browns and stuff in it, so. And the little bit of green moss I have is just as bad as this. It sticks to the glue strings and all over the place. I'm just trying to get everything covered there. And I noticed when I took the pictures that I had a couple of spots where you could see the white styrofoam in there, so I'm going to have to go in and dab just a little bit more here and there to cover it up. It's not extremely noticeable, but it's noticeable enough. And that one, I kept trying to glue one of the leaves to hold it over where it wasn't flopping, and because I have Mod Podge on, it wouldn't stick. It kept coming undone. But anyway, feel free to follow us on social media too. We're on Pinterest, Insta, Facebook, and TikTok. And here's the final review. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about that green. I'm rethinking the green that I put on the inside of that. Let me know what you think. I'm not sure I like it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.